Welcome back, and it's time to review our 7th professional level exam question. So let's just jump in and get started. Now, this is the question that we're going to review in this lesson. Due to the overwhelming success of the Catagram Enterprise application, you need to implement security controls within the environment. The application uses EC2 instances provisioned by an auto-scaling group connected to an application load balancer. You need to implement a system using AWS tools and services which can conduct an analysis of EC2 instances, checking for vulnerabilities, and a tool which can check the AWS account, products and services for compliance against best practice standards over time. Which AWS products should you suggest, and you're required to choose two. Now, this seems on the surface like a pretty simple question, but as always, details matter. Pause the video and have a go at identifying the keywords or anything of significance in the question text, and then when you're ready, you can resume and compare what you identified to what I identified. Okay, at this point, let's move on and you can compare what you found to what I identified. Now, this is a really good question to step through with you. It's interesting for two reasons. First is that there is a lot of useless fluff in the question. Identifying this comes with practice, but much of the text in the question isn't relevant. What is relevant is that you need to conduct an analysis of EC2 instances, checking for vulnerabilities, and you need to check the AWS account, products and services for compliance against best practice standards over time. Now, you need to pick two answers, and in most cases with questions like this, it means one product which meets each of those requirements. Now, let's look at the answers that we have, and in this case, we only have 4 simple answers. Questions in the exam of this format might have 4 answers, or 5 or 6 in some cases. Now, because the answers are so short, we don't really need to perform extensive analysis of the text of the answers. We just need to have a product knowledge on everything that's listed, and by this point, you should already have that knowledge from the theory and demo lessons in the course. So let's just step through the answers. Well, first, CloudTrail doesn't help us with either requirement. CloudTrail logs API actions against the account. It doesn't do anything within an instance, nor does it allow us to check against best practice standards over time, so we can easily eliminate this one. Next, AWS Config. Well, this is a product which allows us to monitor the configuration of things within an AWS account over time and to check against standards. It allows us to see who made changes, what changes they were, and even generate events when changes occur. So it seems like this matches the second requirement in the question text. So this is one of the answers which we need to pick. Next, Inspector, and this is something to really remember for the exam. Inspector allows you to perform security assessments which help you check for unintended network accessibility of your Amazon EC2 instances, and it can look for vulnerabilities on those EC2 instances. Now, Inspector is the product that you use when you want to check inside EC2 instances for vulnerabilities or anything based on security standards. So remember, inspect inside EC2. That's something to try and commit to memory for the exam. So this is a correct answer for the first requirement. So Inspector allows us to inspect from a security vulnerability perspective any of our EC2 instances. Now, we've already selected our two answers, but the last one is just wrong. WAF is a Layer 7 web application firewall, and Shield protects against DDoS attacks, and neither of these are applicable for this scenario. Now, don't let the overall simplicity of this question fool you. While this question and the answers might seem simple, it's testing your ability to review a question and select suitable products. So to answer this question effectively, you need to understand all of the products listed, and that's the challenge. That's the thing that's being tested, a full understanding of product knowledge, and you should expect questions in this format which cover the full range of AWS products and services. So it's not as simple as it appears at first glance. Okay, well that's everything for this question. Thanks for watching. I hope it's been useful. Go ahead and complete the lesson, and when you're ready, I look forward to you joining me in the next lesson.